Hey guys, it's Jesper, and in today's video I will show you a dropshipping challenge that I did myself, scaling a brand new store from zero to all the way up to 4.7k per day, which is insane. And this is done in 28 days recently. So in today's video I will show you exactly how I've done this, what the results are, and how you can do this too. So first of all, as you guys can see, we did this in a time frame matter of 28 days, September 25 till October 23, which is pretty recent. And you guys can see we literally started from zero. But I wanted to challenge myself even more, which is buying an unprofitable store and make this profitable again. So I put on my Instagram stories, if you don't follow me yet, please follow me there, that I'm buying a Google Ads dropshipping store. I'm looking for active GMC. It has some spend already, preferably a .com domain, and Shopify payments is still active. If you have an active store and you want to sell it, I will give you money. And I literally bought this store. I will not conclude for how much because maybe you guys will find this dude, but I bought the store because he responded, "Hey Jasper, I have a store, active GMC, 14 days from latest misrep, and has spent around $300. And indeed, it spent already $300. It was doing $10 to $20 per day for 14 days, but literally zero sales. It was unprofitable. This guy lost $300. He had not a lot of money and he wanted to sell it. So I was like, okay, it's not the best store because it's 14 days old. That's not something that I want, but let's try it. So I bought the unprofitable store, and as you guys can see, month 0, so we can literally see this in September 1st till September 24. You guys can see this is a brand new store that he did. Literally zero sales. He made zero sales in that month, which is good because I wanted to have a unprofitable store. So month 0, zero sales. Then in week 1, I started the ads. As you guys can see, September 25 to October 2nd. I started the ads and we did in the first week $574, which is not bad. But if you guys see the ad spend, 782 euros, that's not good. So we made a big loss here. But one of the things that's really, really nice, I launched the ads on September 25. I launched indeed the ads. September 26th, we had our first day of ad spend. So if we go to September 26th, you guys can see we already had 2 sales worth of $100, which is amazing. This was the first day of running ads. And now I already had proof of concept. We had already 2 orders. I was hyped because that is a really good sign with Google Ads dropshipping. As you guys probably have seen now, this is not Facebook Ads dropshipping or TikTok Ads dropshipping. Why? Google Ads is actually way better because people are searching for your products there. I don't do Facebook Ads or TikTok Ads dropshipping. I've generated more than $10 million doing this exact same system that I'm showing you here, okay? So keep watching. So here you guys can see we spent 782 euros on Google. And yes, this is already pretty aggressive in the first week, but my challenge was to force the first 1K day as quick as possible because I wanted to show people, especially in Freedom Achievers, what is possible. So here you guys can see week 2. In week 2, it started to do pretty well. As you guys can see, we almost hit the first 1K day in the second week, where we're doing around 800, maybe 300, 700, 600. So we did 3.6K in revenue. That's what we did with an ad spend of 1.2, which is great. So now we're profitable. This was already a 25% profit on this one. At the end, I will show you the numbers. So this looked good, right? On week 2, we had our first profitable week. We made around maybe 800 euros in profit, 700 euros in profit, which is great actually in the second week of a brand new Google Ads dropshipping store. And then week 3 even went better. I believe not, it's not even better, but yes, the revenue was better because then we hit our first 1K day, and that was exactly on October 12th. But the funny thing is, on October 11th, we did not get the first 1K day. I believe this was $900. And then October 12th, boom, we instantly went to 1.9K. That's crazy. So we had like 1.9, 1.8, which is great. And then October 15, I believe, and 1.8K again. So now we're doing almost back-to-back 1K plus days, which is amazing. But if we look at the ad spend, 4.3K to generate 9.1, which is decent, ROAS of 2, but still profitable. I think this was 10%, maybe even less profit, but we're still making $900 to 1K in profit in just 1 week, which is great. And then the last week, because I wanted to do this in 1 month, then the last week, you guys can see We literally went from 1.8K days, 2K days here almost, here again 2 more. Then we literally dropped suddenly, I believe, to $900. And then boom, the next day we hit 4.7K, which is insane. So we spent that whole week 7.2K. You guys can see October 16 until 23, October 16 until 23. We spent 7.2 to make back 12.9, which is not the best. Here is again ROAS of 1.8-ish, this kind of stuff, because yeah, we had some returns as well. So ROAS of 1.8, this was literally 5% profit, which is not the greatest. But on the day that we made 4.7K in revenue, we cash collected a good amount of profit, because you guys can see October 22, we spent 1.1K on October 22, and we made 4.7K on October 22. So we did a ROAS of 4.7 on that day, which is amazing. So now in 4 weeks, what we have done again is 25K in gross sales, 23K in net sales, because we still had some returns, because some products were out of stock. We spent 12K in ads, which is decent actually in the first month. As you guys can see how the trajectory goes. It goes pretty linear up, which is amazing. And here we see the cost of goods and the ad spend day by day. So I track cost of goods percentage. Why? Because I want to keep this below 30%. That's what I want to do. Because if I've spent, for example, 50% on ads with ROAS of 2, then I already have in total 80% covered with ad spend and cost of goods, which means that we have 20% left for profit. That's what I'm optimizing for, because I know when I want to scale heavily and aggressively, I need to aim for ROAS of 2, and then I need to have this below 30%. And the good thing is we finally managed to get this below 30% at the end. As you guys can see, the average here was 27, I believe. Yeah, 27%. This was the average here. I believe even 26. So 26% we were spending on cost of goods. We're spending on ads 50%, which means we were left with 24% profit. And then, of course, we had some refunds, etc. But you guys can see we almost hit a ROAS of 2, right? 12K spent, 24K in revenue. So that's what we did. Revenue, 23K, ad spend, 14K, and cost of goods, 6.6K, which means a net profit of 3K in the first 29 days, which is 10%, People are like, that's not much. But if you understand how Google Ads dropshipping works, normally it goes way slower. So revenue, maybe your first month will be even lower. You will not hit your first 1K day, or maybe even your first 4.7K day in your first 30 days. So normally this is way slower. So I probably would have got like 15K here in revenue. And then maybe I would have spent 6 or 5K. And then, of course, the cost of goods would be half, well, even lower. And then the profit would have been at least 25%. But hey, I don't want to do this slowly. I want to do this aggressively. So I wanted to show you guys what I have done. So the first step to get these kind of results is that what I always do is make a list of competitors. That's what I always do. I always keep track of my competitors, and I have a competitor tracking sheet. If you want to have access to this competitor tracking sheet, make sure you're subscribed. I check if you're subscribed. And if you have subscribed, leave a positive comment under the video like, Jasper, thanks for this video, and I will send this sheet over to you. So once I compiled all these competitors, I start to upload products with AI. Soon our own AI tool will be launched, I think next week, so you guys can watch next week's video, because I will make a dedicated video about how to list products with AI. And once the products are listed on the store, I decided to go in for a general store. So I took all these random products that my competitors had, like long reach, laser, diffuser, makeup mirror, gym shorts, nail clippers, a portable heater, Christmas lights, all these crazy products that I saw that my competitors were selling, and I had them on my store. As you guys can see, we went pretty crazy with the amount of products. We listed a shit ton of products, which is maybe why it was so volatile. But yeah, normally I recommend to launch with a little bit less products, but I went all in and list products heavily just because I wanted to find winning products as quick as possible. And we have AI. We could literally list 100 products per day for maybe a few cents, for just a few cents within seconds, which is amazing. But then what I decided to do as well is I want to do the multi-market setup. So I launched the US, the UK, and Australia. These 3 stores and these 3, that's what I launched. And here you guys can see at the end, we were spending around 300 euros on average per day on all these markets. So now I could test different markets. For example, in Australia right now, it's summer. So portable heaters is not what's working. That's not what's working. But still, I noticed the diffusers, the makeup mirror, etc., is selling there. While the portable heater was selling very well in the US and in the UK, which is amazing. So this is why I'm always a big fan of the multi-market setup. This is what we still teach in the Freedom Achievers community. If you want to know how to set this up, first link in the description. And then what I did is I increased the budgets pretty aggressively. As you guys can see, we launched the ads on 60 euros. Normally I launch it on 40, but then I doubled it almost the next day, and I almost added again 60 euros. Then we added again 60 euros. Then we added again, I think, 100 euros, and then we doubled the budget, and then we doubled the budget again. You guys can see within, I think, like 14 days, we were already spending 1K in ads. And then you can see like the cost of goods went out of control. So then I'll lower the budget a little bit, optimize the cost of goods percentage, and boom, I was able to scale to 1K per day in ad spend again with 23% of cost of goods, which is amazing. Here again, 1.1K per day in ad spend with 27%, which is great, So this is what I did. I did aggressively push the algorithm more data because I had a time constraint, because I know that I wanted to achieve the results as quick as possible. So then I gave it more budget. If you have less budget but more time, take it easy. 40 euros per day, literally just scale 2 times a week with 20%. That's it. That's normally how it goes. But then indeed, you will not be doing 30K almost in revenue in your first 29 days with 3K in profit. Then probably you will make 1.5K, 2K profit, but with less revenue and less ad spend. Okay? So the conclusion, I wanted to tell you what went well and what could be done better. First of all, what went well? Well, what I liked about this is that I instant had proof of concept in the first 2 days. People still think that general dropshipping is completely dead. No, general dropshipping, especially with Google Ads, is working perfectly. I had the first 2 sales on the first day, which is amazing. That's a really good sign for Google Ads dropshipping. I instantly optimized the store for conversions in the beginning. In the Freedom Achievers community, which is the first link in the description, I'm gonna expose this store. I'm gonna show the store, the ads, and all the products. You guys will see how easy this store is and how well optimized this is for conversions. This will be launching in the next 2 weeks. Scaling aggressive, but still maintain the 10% margin, profit margin in the first 4 weeks. I was actually shocked with this because I was expecting normally in the first month we would have been or maybe on a small loss or break even if we would do this so aggressively that I did. But still maintaining a 10% net profit margin, and net profit margin is amazing. I think this is really amazing. Making 3K in profit in your first 28 days of a brand new dropshipping store, I think is pretty great. Of course, these are not the biggest numbers that I'm used to, but still for proof of concept to show everyone that thinks that Google dropshipping is dead, this is a great sign. And of course, move before you're ready. This is what I did with this store. I did not overcomplicate anything. I was just listing products and I was just launching all the 3 markets. I did not think like, oh, let's add markets later. No, I went all in, move before you're ready. Well, what could be done better? First of all, connect the chargeback alert system from day one. I needed to cancel the store literally now because we got 1 chargeback and then boom, Shopify payments got destroyed, which is insane. I think I will get it back, but it's always good to have a chargeback alert system if you're scaling this aggressively. 1 chargeback, especially in the UK, people love to do chargebacks in the UK. Then your Shopify payments is hanging on a thin line. Then optimize for profitability while maintaining scale. If I would do this better, I could have done 15 to 20% in profit margin, just if I scaled a little bit slower, right? But yeah, I did not want to do this. But if I would do this better, I would do this again this way. Then, of course, one thing that I did not do in the beginning is add upsell app. Normally, I add reconvert, for example, and then we have a higher AOV. I completely forgot to download this app, and I think I only added it in the last 4 or 5 days. Probably this is also why we got a big 4.7K day, because people bought a shit ton of products because they were incentivized to buy more. And I missed a lot of sales probably with this. And what I needed to do maybe better is list more products in the winning collections, because as you guys can see, these were all different type of products, But for example, In the Australian market, what I noticed is that we were selling a lot of smartwatches. They're not in here, but I was selling a lot of smartwatches. Instead of launching and listing all these diffusers and all these different stuff, I would have better off listing more smartwatches because people are buying them, and Google is optimizing for this type of collection. So that's one thing that I wanted to do as well. So like I told you guys, in the Freedom Achievers community, where we teach people how to make your first 1K day in 90 days, you guys now see that I made my first 1K day in literally 23 days. And I think I made my first 4.7K day in 28 days. This is the first thing in the description, and I am increasing the prices of this one literally in the next 24 hours that you're watching this. This is no fake scarcity. You guys will see this will drop here on today, November 27th, but on November 28th, we are increasing our prices with 75%. No fake scarcity. You guys can see we are increasing the prices to $349. And that's going to happen on November 28th. Why? We're literally launching the Google Ads Massive as V2, which is coming very soon, tomorrow. And once we drop this, boom, we will increase the prices. It will have a 30-day live sprint with me starting on January 1st. So I will literally host 4 live calls where I go into the content and we will go through it together with a 30-day sprint. We will launch this case study. Plus, we made a complete new store in the community, and that we're now scaling and creating as well, which is amazing. So people now can have multiple stores that you can copy and can watch from. And I think this is amazing. And that's the reason why we're increasing the prices very, very soon. So if you want to lock in the price that Freedom Achievers is right now, make sure you use the link in the description, because hey, if you don't take action right now, it's too late, because it's only 24 hours that we still have this legacy offer. And if you're wondering how I made 1.5 million doing this exact same system that I just showed you, watch this video, because I made a full case study making 1.5 million with only working 2 hours per week. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.